There's a process. For instance, 10 local governments, you go and see all the party leaders that have constituted themselves as authorities in each local government, which is what every politician should be, at least in their own local government. They should be constituted authority. They should be making impact. They should be known in their community as somebody that cares, that solves problems, and is available for the people. You need to show that before you lead. And youth have been called many things. We've been called the future of the country. We've been called the engine of the country. Recently, we've been called lazy. I'm not sure how many of us are lazy here. But the fact of the matter is that in advanced countries like Japan, they complain when they have an aging population. And we make up the largest voting bloc. So there's no reason why we should not have representation in the Senate or in the House or in governorship.
Welcome back, and you're watching Ready to Run live TV show, a show that is focused on youth candidates. Today, we are pleased to have on the red chair is an aspiring honorable member of the House of Representatives, Mr. Simon Elisha Caro, who is running under the platform of the All Progressive Congress representing Kaltungo Shogun Federal Constituency of Gombe State. You're welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Also joining us on the show is Comrade Stephen Happiness Udochi, and she's a member of the All Grand Alliance Party, AGAP, and where she's vying for a seat in the State House of Assembly in Imo State, representing Ungo Opala. Did I pronounce it correctly? Ngobala State Constituency. Please welcome to the show. And to our viewers out there, in case you want to be part of this show, please use the hashtag #ReadyToRun. Ready to Run is a hashtag. You have an opportunity to ask questions, and our Twitter handle as well as our Facebook handle is Ready to Run NG. Ready to Run NG is our handle, and the hashtag is Ready to Run. So welcome on the show. And let me start with you, Comrade. You said you're a comrade.
Comrade Stephen Happiness.
Why is a comrade running for office? Or why is Comrade Stephen Happiness running for office?
Actually, you would agree with me that it's high time for the youth to be given opportunity to participate in the affairs of Nigeria at large. Mm-hmm. And as a youth who is ready to make impact in my constituency, I decided to come out and represent my people at the Imo State House of Assembly if elected come March 2nd, 2019.
Now, if they elect you, what are you going to do for them? Because they've heard so many people tell them, oh, I will do this, I will do this. But what are you going to do differently?
I'm going to do a lot differently in the sense that I feel very bad whenever I go back home and see my constituency being the same way it has always been right from when I was small.
Tell us what because we don't know your constituency.
All right, Ngopala is the largest local government in Imo State with a population of 1,952 and about 561 kilometers square, yet we are highly underdeveloped. We have one of the highest wards, 11 wards, 5 court area, 28 autonomous community, and yet we are lagging in the area of infrastructural development. If you take a look at our schools in Ngopala, I will tell you that the schools are highly dilapidated.
But is that your responsibility, though? Because you're running to be a legislator in your State House of Assembly. So how are you, what exactly are you going to do if your constituents actually give you the opportunity to vote for, to lead them?
Actually, if I'm given opportunity to lead them, it's not my responsibility, neither is it the responsibility of any legislator to, carry out the executive function of a state or Nigeria. But at the same time, it is the sole responsibility of a legislator to speak up in favor of their constituency.
Absolutely. Just hold on that thought. Let me come to Simon, because she said it's the sole responsibility of the legislator. Why are you running for the House of Reps?
Well, I think it has a long and a very huge story behind it. I've been a community development worker for about 20 years. And going into villages, every now and then you keep seeing situations that are quite unpleasant. And it got to a time that civil societies had to begin to engage government and also bring together activities of civil society together to have such an integration to see how the civil society effort and government effort can get to improve the lives of people. On saying this, and then looking at statistics year in, year out, we couldn't measure up to the huge funds that have been funded by international partners and also government in order to see that there's development in communities. And the big question is, why are you wasting your energy out there when you can actually get to the other side of the bargain and begin to champion that cause for young people? And I think basically I got into politics because I feel there's a role I can play in the political environment to see that those efforts I was able to put in civil society gives birth to quite something impressive.
So what's the top 3 things you will do if your constituents give you the opportunity to lead them? The top 3.
Well,
based on your manifesto, because we've gone through your manifesto and we see very innovative things that you want to do. What are those 3 things?
Yeah, you know, the issues are broad, but a legislator has 2 basic obligations to his people. First is to legislate, and then secondly is to bring legislation home. So for me, I want to ensure that I review existing policies that surrounds youth and women empowerment. And then secondly, I also want to legislate on issues surrounding health and also issues about increased food production in our communities. So these are the 3 areas I would like to look at. So besides reviewing existing laws and policies within the country, I also want to see that I bring about local monitors at the grassroots who will get to watch government implementation of their budget and see how they can get to improve government participation in improving the lives of people in the communities.